Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Good, glad you're here. Have you guys ever seen this screen before? Is this your first time? The disclaimer screen? Yeah, you've probably seen it 1,000 times by now. So, hey Earl, hey, a lot of friends in the room today. Thanks for checking in. Great. All right. Well, today I'm going to make sure that you have something to really help your trading because. All right, thanks, Earl. Okay, good morning, Bob. So, you've seen the disclaimer. If you want to read it, go ahead. I do, however, recommend that you never trade your own money in trading. I recommend you trade other people's money. And if that piqued your interest alone, email me at support@investwithsuccess.com, and I'll tell you how to take trading and do it the right way, because you should never invest your own money in trading. So, how many guys and gals have ever traded and, you're in a trade and things aren't going well? Well, today I'm going to teach you how to dominate with a level 2. So I'm going to give you some insight on the level 2, because here's the way trading is for a lot of people. Is they feel like when they trade, they get a ball smacked right in their face. What do I mean by that? Do you guys ever get into a trade and not just in 5 or 10 seconds, but instantly you get crushed on a trade? You ever get in, all of a sudden, bam, you get smacked, right? And you're thinking, what in the heck did I run into? It's like I ran into a landmine. So, I mean, that's just, and you're thinking, what did I do wrong? And, there's a lot of systems out there. I'm not going to slam any one of them, because what I've learned is over time, all systems work sometime, right? Even a blind squirrel can find a nut some days. But all systems do work sometime. And you get in your system, the green light, red light says buy, you buy it, and the faster you get in, as fast as you get in, you're lose and you're down on the trade, and you have no idea why. Well, there could be a number of reasons why, but I'm going to show you one reason today. And when I use it when I trade, I use it similar to the way a pilot glances at his gauges. And an altimeter, it's an important thing if you're flying in an airplane, because if you're not above what's called the dead zone or above so many feet, you're not going to have enough speed to land properly or find your next airport. So I use the level 2 similar to the way a pilot uses an altimeter, and I do it in such a way that after a while I just glance at it and make sure everything's good, and then I keep trading, or I get into my trade. It's kind of like a little of a checklist. You guys have your checklist before you get into a trade? This is on my checklist. And if you're in my trading room, you'll see me bring my level 2 up a lot and talk about it and make sure that there's nothing over the horizon that's going to be coming in our way because we're not high enough in our airplane. So, yeah, if this is you, we've all been there. It's no fun. And not to say that what I'm going to show you is 100%. I haven't seen anything out there that's 100%, but it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to talk to you today is the level 2 screen. So first I'll explain to you the level 2, and I'm sure most of you have seen a level 2. And a lot of you, and some of you are probably thinking to yourself, well, John, I don't want to read tape, or I don't want to watch a level 2 all day, and I don't want to be glued to my level 2. Well, neither do I. But if I can give you the cliff notes, if I can show you in the next few minutes how to read, how to understand a level 2, and get the gist of a lot of what it tells you, it's well worth your time for the next hour to stick around and figure out what I'm going to talk about. So I think it's going to be really, really helpful. So this is a level 2, and currently this is a level 2 on oil. And what we'll find out is the level 2 actually has a lot of great information on it. And the problem that a lot of level 2 screens is And what people may or may not know is the level 2 can lie to you, and the level 2 can be your best friend. And what I want to help you figure out today is how to do that. So, that's a great question. James, how do I bring level 2 up on my screen? That's a great question. Let's do it real quick, okay? And I know not all of you have NinjaTrader, which is totally fine. All you need is whatever your platform, if it has level 2. But with NinjaTrader, all we simply do is go to File, New, and then bring up level 2. So that's where you go. So bring that up. And then simply right-click, go to Instruments, and choose the instrument you want. Let's just do oil. And then what I do is I right-click, and I get rid of all of these things that are not helpful to me. So that's how you bring up a level 2. You can bring up a level 2 in Thinkorswim and pretty much every platform. And it's up to your broker whether or not they're going to charge you for it. Because for some data feeds, it's an extra cost. Others, it's bundled in. Every broker's different. Talk to your broker; they'll help figure that out for you. TradeStation is a great product. I don't have TradeStation. I used to use that a lot in the past. They have level 2 also, and this is a level 2 on bonds. So it's very, very simple and very, very clear. So what are we looking at? Let's talk about what we're seeing on the screen. And I know a lot of you already know, okay, I've seen level 2 1,000 times. But I'm going to ask some, and I know I got a lot of students in the room today, so you're going to know my answers to a lot of my questions. So for those, I want to talk to new people. But right here, we're going to have buyers. Let's see how my pen's working today. My pen's not working at all today, is it? That's not going to be good. Okay, so over here is where we have the buyers. These people that are sitting out here, all they want to do is they want to buy. And this person out here they have orders out there to buy at 47.68 and an accumulation of 23 contracts is what they're looking to do. Over here you got the sellers. And these sellers, all they're doing is they're sitting out there saying at 47.69, we're selling 8 contracts. And again, I forgot to even step back for a second. This is an auction. This level 2, you're actually seeing the live auction in play. And that's the cool thing about a market, is it's an auction. And that brings up a whole nother question. I don't trade fundamentals. It's not that I don't believe in them, but let me tell you something. You can have the best company out there in the world, and they can have everything possible as far as, great earnings, great what. But because the market is an auction, if for some reason Goldman Sachs says, you know what, we're going to sell 100 million shares of XYZ company, you can have all the best fundamentals of a company, but that stock's probably going to go down. And that's why I like to look at technicals and look at the auction, because that's really what's going on. Because the stock prices are really perception. It's not reality. This is the perceived future value of what something's worth, and it's an auction. And it's it's all psychology. And I know the gal who spoke just before me was talking about psychology a lot. Dude, the market's all psychology. And it's all human nature. Yeah, well, what about all these computers and all that kind of stuff? Well, all those computer algorithms are based upon human thinking and patterns of what humans do. So this isn't the level 2 is an auction, and it shows me who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. And let me see if I can get my pen to work today. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to have fun. Okay, we're going to have fun today. My pen's working. Okay, so we have the buyers and the sellers. So over here we have the buyers, and over here we got the sellers. Now, time and sales. Good question, Robert. Time and sales goes past so fast these days that I've got a whole nother program that keeps track of that for me. Because time and sales are facts. That's what really happened. 2 contracts went through. It shows you what happened. And I'll get into that a little bit too. So we got the buyers over here, we got the sellers over here. And on my level 2, you can see that we have depth. Not working today. So we have the depth up to 10 orders. And what happens when you get into a trade? So if I'm going to get into a trade, let's say for fun, let's do it this way. I wonder if this is going to work better. My pen system is not working well today. Let's try this. Oh yeah, now we're gonna have fun. Okay, now okay, things are working great. So the dome, you know what, the dome, I'm not a big fan of the dome, and I'll get into that also. So let's back up a minute. So we know what the level 2 is. We got the buyers over here. Here are the buyers, and over here we have the sellers, right? But the question is that you got to really ask yourself, and this is really the beginning of understanding the markets and understanding how things happen. But if I'm gonna buy and get into this trade, over here is the retail price. This is the most expensive price you can pay for this trade right now, right? It's the retail price. And all of a sudden my drawing isn't working very well. This is the retail and this is wholesale. Okay? My drawing tools are not working today. Let me try one more thing. They were working just a little bit ago. And let's bring that up. Got to have working drawing tools, otherwise okay, so we got the retails over here, and over here we have the wholesale. Oh, there we go. Wholesale. Okay, so we got the wholesale and the retail. Now, let's go back to a chart and understand what's really happening. So if I bring up my chart, and just for fun, I'm going to bring up a chart on oil. Nice little move today, as you guys see. So please tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what made price move from here down to here? What happened? Why did price move from here to here? It's a fair question to ask. It's a question you should ask yourself all the time. Why did that happen? Anybody know why? No. Yeah, there was an oil report today, that's for sure. It's not supply and demand. What moved the market? What moved the market? Ask yourself this question, and no one has the right answer. It's not aggressive sellers. No. Let's go back to the level 2. Let's go back to the level 2. I'll put this level 2 up here right now. Why would price move? What moves price down? Okay, why did that happen? Well, think about this. I need to stop my level 2, so I'm going to bring up back my screen. Why did price move? Ask yourself that question. What moved? Why did price move? How did it move? Funny thing is, the majority of traders really don't know that answer, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. Why does price move? Price moves because on the level 2, if I've got the sellers over here and I've got the buyers over here, some guy or gal is over here, is right here. And they're sitting out there wanting to get into the trade, right? Let's give them some eyes and a nose, right? The only way this guy is getting, the only way that things are going to move is if someone says, hey, you know what? I think this thing's going to go down. I think it's going to go lower. But I have a choice. I can either put an order out here or I can put an order out here. And let's change this person and say, hey, I'm an institution. I'm an institutional trader. And I have 50,000 contracts of oil that I want to trade. Now, if I come over here and say, hey, look, I want to sell 50,000 contracts, what type of order is this? Actually, you know what? I'm thinking of shorting. So I'm going to be going short. Should I change it to a long example? Let me know. But if I want to go and get into this trade, two things have to happen. Number one is I'm going to pay full retail, right? I'm going to trade full and get in full retail. So retail trade means I'm going to pay what? I'm going to pay market price, right? And I'm going to pay full price. My pen working? Should be. You guys can see it, right, Merv? Let me double check my screen. No? Let me see if you can see it. No, and no one can see my screen. Ooh, that's not good. Let me see if you see it. No, you guys can't see anything, can you? You guys can't see any of my drawings. Doggone. Okay, I'm going to try to, I'll switch to, that is not helping at all, is it? All right, let's try this. Okay, so let's look at this. Yeah, I need a refill, don't I? All right, so I got a group sitting out here, people, like this is what I drew. Can you guys see that? Okay, great. So I got a group sitting right here, and they want to go ahead and they want to sell 50,000 contracts of oil. So they have to go over here. If they want to get in now and they want to get in and move the market, they're going to pay full retail price, right? And they're going to pay what's called the market price. And the market price is going to go through, and if they have 50,000 contracts, it's pretty likely that they're going to take out all these guys. And then they're going to take out all these gals, and then they're going to take out their kids, and then they're going to take out their dog, and then they're going to take out their parakeet, right? Am I coming in loud and clear? Because Herman can't hear me. Okay, so they're going to take all these guys out. The only way that's going to happen, though, is if they pay what? Full market price. So let's go back to our chart. What moves price? And I'll bring my chart up. There's my chart. What moves price? Market orders move the price, right? Market orders, more selling market orders than buying market orders move price. Okay? So they're paying full retail to do so. So that is the answer to your question, is Market orders, people paying full retail, selling, move price lower. And that's why price does go down. So that's what moves the market. So let's back this up to the next part of what I'm talking about, and that's, do you ever get into a trade and this happens to you? Well, let's look at the level 2 now and figure out what's going on. So if this is a level 2, here's what I'm basically doing, is I'm just scanning and seeing what's going on. And the level 2 will show you, and again, the level 2 can be a lie, it can be the truth. We don't know that, but I'm going to show you how we can figure that out. So we like to see that they're evenly distributed. So we're normally about 30, 40 contracts on this at normal times, right? You see that? But you guys see right here we have 116 orders on oil right there, 116 contracts at 75. Now you got to ask yourself the question, is this are there really 116 contracts out there, or is it really just 28? Because here's a game they love to play with people. And I don't remember if they've outlawed this or if it's still valid or what, but here's the game they love to play with people. Is you'll have some market maker out there, some big institution, and they'll go out of the money, out of where price is, and they'll go out and say, you know what, we'll post 338 contracts right here. So when people look at the level 2, they think, oh man, someone's out there selling 338 contracts, and I don't want to get smoked on that. So I'm not going to trade around this area. So they're trying to fake everybody. And then as price gets closer to this area, what do? They pull their orders, and now all you see are 38 contracts. It's a game they like to play. And they're called flash orders. They're called, there's like a lot of different terms for these type of orders out there. So they'll show huge amounts of orders, and then as price gets closer, they'll pull their orders. And they're just playing games. They're trying to make you think that they're big sellers out here in this area, and price is going to go through there, and it's going to go back down. Well, in fact, their goal is to move price higher and make you think differently. But let's get back to the original slide I had in this whole presentation. Do you ever get into a trade and out of nowhere you get smacked? Why do people get smacked? Spoofing, that's what it's called. It's called spoofing. Well, here's the first thing you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you get into a trade, just take a quick glance at your level 2, because I got some news for you. Here's the news. If you decide to get into a trade right here, right, and you're going to go long, these pens don't work well. So, and you're going to go long, and these are real orders, guess what? You're gonna get smacked. You decided, oh, I'm gonna go long at 75, and there's 116 people out there, and all of a sudden, bam, they smack it right down. Now, am I saying that this is 100% of the time what happens? No. A good portion of the time that you get smacked on a trade, this may be the reason why. Looking at your chart, right? You decide, oh, you know, I like the way things are looking, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put an order out there, and you know, the market's going down, so it's going to come back, and I'm going to put an order to go long right here, right where this red line is. Make it real big, and okay, so I'm going to go long right here, and people are thinking, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to go long right here because it's working well. But what they fail to do is look at their level 2 and here's a live level 2. See the 125 orders right there? 116, it's moving fast. You know what? That just went too fast. That's something that can really smack you. So what do? First thing you do is you look at your level 2. Is there anybody out there that's in the way that could be causing me problems? Oh, and all I'll simply do is just take a mental note. Okay, at 75, we got 116 orders. The question you ask yourself: are they real, or are they spoof orders? Because this is a big problem. Now, do you ever notice? And I know I'm going way off topic here, but do you ever notice when you get into a trade? How many has this ever happened to you? Is you get into a trade. Let's do it this way. Do you ever get into a trade? Let's say I'm going to go long here. You guys ever notice that the first time you hit a level, it usually gets rejected and it comes right back down? And then the second time through is when it works? Do you guys ever notice that a lot of times when you try to take a trade? Or you get into a trade and you think, oh, why every time do I get into a trade, it goes against me 5-8 ticks, 15 cents if you're trading stocks, and then the second time through it works. Do you guys ever notice that? Some do, some maybe not. Well, a lot of times, guess who's hanging out there? Some big order out there. There aren't any right now on this screen. But on the level 2, there may be a big order out there. So here's what I want to I'm going to get into a couple things also. I'll get into more information on this because it's really cool if you can figure this out. So let's talk about the big institutions. The big institutions play games because they have to. Here's their problem. A big institution, they could do this, but it's foolish that they do so. Let's say, for an example, that you've got big Goldman Sachs, whatever, they want to buy 50,000, let's do it this way. They want to go ahead and they want to buy 50,000 contracts of oil. Now the problem is, if they go out there and they're going to buy 50,000 contracts, the problem they run into is their size of orders are just too much for the market to handle. And we saw this last week on oil. I don't know how many oil traders out there, but in 1 minute, 16,000 contracts of oil went through in 1 minute. And the market popped 50 to 80 ticks in no time. I'm sure you oil traders out there saw that the other day. So they've got a problem. They can't just go out there with size. They have to go out there and hide what they're doing. Because if I know that Goldman Sachs wants to buy 50,000 contracts, well, I'm going to use that information to help me. Because if I get in, I want to be selling to these guys. I know I've got liquidity against them. So here's what they do. When they have their order screen out there, here's what they have. They have a screen that says size, and this is on their order screen. And we know what our order screen looks like, right? This is our order screen that we use. We have our account number and quantity. Well, they got a couple new features on there that we don't have. Okay, so it says this. If you look at a level 2, or if you look at the order entry screen of a big institution, they have what's called size and what's called show. And so let's say they want to sell 50,000 contracts. Well, on the level 2, they're going to have it show maybe 5 contracts. So they really have 50,000 orders in the kitty, but they're only going to show 5. So when you go to the level 2, this is what's going on. Is right now you've got, I'll use the PowerPoint slide, that's easier. So you may see 8 people out there, but they really might have 50,000 orders behind there. But this is the question what you want to ask yourself when you look at the larger orders out there of 116. Because it could be 100, it could be 3 possible things. It could be that there really are 116 orders out there to sell. It could be that it's a spoofing order, and as soon as price gets to 74, they're all going to drop their orders and go away. Or possibility number 3, there could be huge size behind there. There could be 50,000 contracts to sell at that order. So what I'm getting at is, if price comes down to this area, this is an area where you can get smacked and you can get hurt. And it can absolutely destroy you if you're not aware of this level being out there. So as traders, we're going to go ahead and we're going to glance at this level. And the question you're going to ask yourself is, are they real or are they fake? So here's what we're going to do, and I'm actually giving some insight on a trade that I like to take around this, because when I look at a level 2, a lot of times it's not giving me any information at all. It's just orders out there. But when I see an order, and then specifically on oil, if it's generally over 125 contracts, you better take a look at what's going on. If you don't, you're very likely being that person getting smacked and not knowing why it is. Before you get into a trade, make sure you look at your level 2. Because if I see 125 orders out there, you know what? There's a very good chance it's going to be very difficult to go through. So what I'm going to do as a trader is I'm going to take a look at my level 2 and look at it this way. Now, you may want to use this in confluence of what your indicators are telling you. Actually, give me a good feel for what kind of indicators you guys use in the group. What's your top number 1 indicator that you use? And I can talk more specific to what you guys do. And again, I'm not going to knock any one indicator. Hey, Chris, good morning. What do you guys use? Moving averages, OFA, volume, okay. All right, so with your system, here's what I'm saying, is when you have a level such as 116, here's one possible trade, and I get more into this and more in depth in my my course that's called Trading Summit. Okay, so Herman says I use RSI and slow stochastics. Okay, so if you're using that and you get the RSI pointing up, your stochastics cross, and it says to go long at 74, would I go long at 74? My answer is absolutely not. What I would do is use this information as a way of trading around it. So here's what I would do. And again, I'm just giving you a very brief nutshell. I go into much greater detail in my course, but I would say, look, we got a road bump right here. We got a group of traders, we got a group of contracts out there that may be real, it may be not. So I'm going to go ahead, instead of getting in here at 74, I'm going to get in at 76. And I'm going to go on the other side of this speed bump. And I'm going to buy right here to go long. Boy, my drawing tool is not liking me today. I'm going to buy right here. Because 2 things. One is, do we have enough volume to take these contracts out? And number 2, everyone's seeing the same thing that we're seeing. most of the time, a high percentage of the time, not 100%, if we have price take out 116, there's a lot of fuel and there's a lot of power that's going to move price in the other direction. And that's what I'm looking for. So if I were to go back to my chart, oh, wrong chart. You know what I talked about market orders? Guess what this chart tells me? Where the market orders are, right? Great chart to have. Where is my, there we go. Okay, so if I'm going to go long, make this really bright. So if I'm going to go long up here, I want to make sure that there aren't a huge amount of orders out there that are going to impede this thing going up. So I look at my level 2, and let's look at level 2 right now in a live setting. Okay, so do we see any big orders out there? Yeah, right here. See those 100? No big 125s or anything, but do I see big orders out there? Right now, oh, 149 right there. See that? At 46.33. Did you guys see that? Let's see if it'll come up. 46.33, there are 150 contracts right there. See those guys right there? Okay, that tells me that there's someone stepping in right there. So at 46.30, I want to be short. You guys see that? So right there, I want to be short. Just want to make sure I'm in simulation. I'm not want to go live right now. Okay, so see that right there. Oh, no, here's another. See how there's 2 now? At 31, there's 153 orders there. You see that? You guys see that right there at 31. Now watch. Here's how I want you to look at this. Watch how price either will come down and bounce and come back up. If not, it's going to blast right through that area. Okay, there's 152 orders. Now the question is, are these real or are they fake? And oil's come down really, really fast. So let's talk about getting smacked in the face and getting a landmine getting dropped on you. If you're going short at 32, this thing could run right into 65. See that? And they're bouncing it right there. Okay, now I got two orders there, 159, 158, one away from each other. High probability that when they come down, they're going to smack right through that trade, or right through that level. Okay, so you see how, yeah, you see how that works? 155 at 31. Let me freeze this real quick. There we go. I'm going to freeze this and take a that didn't work. I can't freeze it. They bounced this thing. All right. So I'm using the level 2 to help me stay out of bad trades. It's simply glancing at the level 2 and seeing if there are big orders out there. If there are big orders out there, make sure that you trade around them, not through them. Getting in right when there's a big order can absolutely smack you, and that's why you're getting hurt. So, no, you don't risk a gap. Well, that's why we're on the other side of that trade, because if you are a couple ticks away, there is a risk of gapping, of them just trading right through that price. They're bringing this thing down aggressively. I wonder what that oil news was today, because they're bringing that down, and well, that's the number one question: are they buying? And here's the answer to that: they may be buying. So here's what happens: is what we're seeing, and I'll use what we're seeing, let's do this. Bring up a blank screen. So that's the question. Are they buying or are they selling? So if I've got orders out there, and why isn't that coming over? Okay, so if I've got those 150 orders right here, and this is just, let's say for fun, at 31, right? And we got 34, we got 33, and then we got 30, right? Here's what I'm getting at. Remember how I showed you that if there are 50,000 orders, let's just say, for example, really sitting at this level, question is, are these real or are they not? If this is 50,000 contracts sitting to buy here, it's going to come down and it's going to bounce and it's going to head up. If there really isn't, and I've got a short right here, like so, the buyers have gone away and this thing should go down. Okay, we don't know if these are real or not until when? Until it actually touches and goes to that area, right? We don't know that. We only know that once it actually hits that area. So, and I'll say a good percentage of the chance it comes down and bounces, right? Just like we have right here. Okay, we've got 145 orders. Now, they haven't gone away in the last few minutes, have they? They've stayed there. What I'm doing is I'm placing an order below there, okay? So all I'm doing on my screen is placing an order to sell right below there. So I'm a seller actually paying retail when price hits 30. Okay, and now I'm watching. These are going down. Oh, now I went back up. They're refreshing. Those are looking real. Okay, so that's what I'm watching. Oh, now look. Did you see that? We had 111 orders at 30. So what do you do in that circumstance? Well, you move it to 29. You moved your sell to 29. And what I'm doing here, there we go. So I've got an order out there to sell at 29 because I just saw that at 46.31 there's 145 orders. At 46.30 there were 111 orders. So they are double stacking that area. So I'm going to be right under that. There's a good chance that price is going to come down to 30, bounce up, and then second attempt through is where I see things hitting, is what I'm seeing. But right now, the level 2, there's nothing in the way. So I'm clear to go on my trades, except for down at 31. And that's what I'm showing you guys. So anyway, any questions on that so far for the day? So what I use that 31 and 30 is to peg. Now you could use the dome. The problem with a lot of domes is what? They only give you 5 levels of depth. Let me see what my dome gives me. That's the problem I've run into, is the dome only gives you 5 levels of depth. Let's see what it does. I'll bring up my dome. Yeah, see, I only have 5 levels of depth with this dome. If you've got a 10 depth level of dome, that's a lot better. Where and how would you determine your stop loss and profit target for that trade? Well, I haven't really even touched on that at all. But generally, when I'm trading oil on that type of thing, I'm only about 6 to 7 ticks away. it should be a catastrophic, not catastrophic, but a fairly large push down. And here's one thing that I would also mention to you guys, and I get more into this in the course that I do, is when this hits, I want to see 500 to at least 800 contracts go through. Yep, Euro session just closed. That's right. What's going on in the Euro session? They are closing out their orders for the day, right? Yeah, absolutely. So I look at those big levels on the level 2 as just like a landmine. You know how a landmine can blow you up? Just be aware of them, because you can have the best system out there, but if someone's sitting out there with 50,000 contracts or big volume at a specific level, it's going to take a lot of market orders to blast through that area. Any other questions? Okay, cool. There are domes that do have 10 deep. I don't remember which ones have that. Sam Gregerson, is that the one from, are you in Michigan? Infinity Trading does, huh? Okay, NinjaCator has a higher level dome. Cool. All right, so what I do is I actually get into more depth on this, and I have a trading summit, which is actually a live video of what I do, and I really get into more depth on the level 2, because I should say a level 2 is similar to just having the right tool for the right type of job you're doing. And if you again, like I said, I just glance at my level 2. I'm just glancing at it and seeing, is price heading there? Is it not? I'm glancing at it. Right now, there's nothing in the way. You'll hear me all the time, and I'm saying, hey, things are good. Nope, I'm going to go short at 29 is what I'm going to do, Tim. There is a level 3 screen. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't remember what's on the level 3. There is level 3, though. There is. So my Trading Summit course basically brings together 4 consistently profitable traders, and they teach you the strategies that we use. And in this exclusive course, you're going to go and find out about the 3 personalities of every trader and how to make them work for you rather than against you. And how to eliminate fear, how to eliminate uncertainty and doubt using what we call the fade method. And how to differentiate yourself between beliefs and emotions so you can focus on facts and stay objective when you trade. And how to use the circle of alignment to plan and put your average profit days and months, even years in advance. And there's 2 types of buyers and sellers, and how to know and how to tell them apart can mean the difference between profits and losses. And I got into that a little bit today about market orders, right? What moves the market? Market orders, and how to recognize who's moving what. And the difference between limit and market orders and what they say about trader conviction. And the real reason price goes up, down, and sideways, and how to anticipate those moves in advance. And the 4 different strategies for trading, we do it on crude oil, and it's a 3-day and 1 option, and 1 for trading gold. And by the time you're done, you'll have a soup to nuts, A to Z, step-by-step system for trading oil with confidence and authority. So here's what you get with my Trading Summit course. It's a recorded from a live event. So I personally like live events better than watching just someone's chart on their screen. Over 9 hours of trading on proven strategies, step-by-step instructions designed so that an absolute beginner can begin making successful trades within 30 to 90 days. Now, the first session is on me, and basically I get into what I just started getting into today, and that's how to dominate the level 2 and how to read the level 2 screen, choosing the right parameters for your trading style, and why you should not be using the dome. I'm not a big fan of the dome because I view the dome similar to taking your eyes off the road. When I drive, I want to keep my eyes on the road. When I look at a dome, I feel like I'm looking and texting on my phone, which you really shouldn't do. So I like to focus on what's in front of me. And I'm going to show you the trade setups, the stops, and targets that I like to use. Now, what I just showed you today on the level 2, you can apply that to what you do with what you are currently doing, and it's going to help you quite a bit. But if I show you what I'm doing, I think it's going to take your trading to the next level. And I'm going to show you how to effectively use second attempt trades for winners all day long. Session 2 is the money in the charts. And I'm going to basically break a chart down to its basics. And the problem I think I see a lot of new traders and even intermediate traders is they really don't understand how to read a chart. Reading a chart is no different than reading a book. It is very logical, it's very simplistic, and it's not as complex. Most people look at a chart and they have no idea what they're looking at. Well, it's all there, you just got to read it. Well, the problem is no one's really taught you how to read the chart, and I do that. So I show you how to define trend. I show you how to correctly identify double tops, double bottoms, and interpreting what the charts are really saying. Session 3, my son Alex. And a lot of you all heard of my son Alex. He is a professional trader. He trades prop firm money. He trades his own money. And if I told you the amount of money he trades, it would blow you away. He's only 20 years old. The amount of money that he trades is probably more than I'd say most people in this room, if not all, unless we got some big hedge fund managers in the room. And he's going to show you how he trades the gold bounce trade. Very, very profitable. Now, this is a great trade. And at the time he wrote it, he was 18, and he did this presentation. He's been trading since he's 15, just so you guys know. So he's got some experience. He's a very, very intelligent trader. And people... Hey, Sammy, how you doing, buddy? So it is a phenomenal trade, and this trade can make you anywhere from 50 to 150 bucks a day in just the first 2 hours of the day. You know, let me back up just a second. As a brand new trader, your goal is just to make 50 to 75 bucks a day. Don't be swinging for the fences. This type of stuff that Alex does has a high probability of just putting 50 to 75 bucks in your pocket every single day. And here's the problem that I meet with a lot of traders, and that's their psychology is absolutely demolished when they come to me or they come to my staff. They've just been losing and getting beaten up, and they're really at a crossroads, and they're trying to figure out, should I just give up and do something else, or should I just keep going for it? Well, I want to encourage you to keep going for it. Because, you know, sometimes it's not the course that's the problem. It's that the time frame you're trading is the wrong time frame. And this course that Alex does on bonds is a great way to heal those psychological beat-ups and smackdowns and just getting decimated over and over and over, because when you start trading this methodology, you just start putting 50 bucks in your pocket all the time, and it just changes your psychology overnight. Now add to that not trading your own money and trading someone else's money. Oh my gosh, it absolutely changes your life, because you don't have your rent money at risk, you don't have your car payment at risk, or the money you need to feed your family. You're trading other people's money and just putting 50 to 80 bucks in your pocket day after day after day with other people's money, not risking your own, changes your trading. Then, if you want to bump it up in contract size, go ahead. That's fine. And we're going to show you critical indicator lines that you can't ignore. To trade gold, it's $1,000 a contract. Okay? Now, are you going to have losing days, Tim? Absolutely. Everyone has losing days. But here's the difference, is when you trade with us and you trade with one of our prop firms, if you have a losing trading day, you're not losing your money. You're losing someone else's money. And that's the way to do it. That's the biggest mistake I think a lot of traders make, I think. And I should probably change that in my other presentation I have on the top. Mistakes that traders make is they trade their own money. I think trading your own money is a mistake for a beginner. For an advanced trader, completely different story. Because your attachment to money and your attachment to the meaning of it and all the things that go along with that affect your trading so much that it's detrimental. So as new traders, I would never recommend trading your own money. And it's not, and to trade other people's money is not as difficult as it sounds. Our programs are designed so that you can qualify to trade other people's money. And then once you get good with other people's money, go ahead, then trade your money. Because then you've never risked your own money. So just a little side note. And it's all step by step. A bad day is $50 to $100, Tim. If you lose more than $50 to $100, you stop trading. That's it. Money management is so critical. Money management is everything when you trade. Tim, let me ask you a question. What do you really do as a trader all day long? Actually, I'll ask that to everybody. What do you really do as a trader all day long? What's your number one job description? You guys know what it is? Sam, you got it right. Sam's got it. One person, huh? It is. It's manage risk. That's all we do. That's all you do. Somebody asks you what you do all day. I manage risk. Okay? Anybody can put a trade on. That's not a hard thing. But can you manage the risk? Okay? Next is I'm going to show you where to put your stops, where your targets, all that stuff. Very, very critical. Now, session 4, Ted Posobiec, phenomenal trader. Now, do you know why this guy is such a great trader? You guys know what market replay is? You guys know what it means to go back historically and practice your trades? Let me tell you what Ted does as a trader. He's absolutely on target. He'll go back. He'll spend 20, 30, 40 hours practicing a trade time after time after time after time. And he will have seen that trade hundreds and hundreds of times to where when he gets into a live market, he can't even tell the difference. And because he's practiced it so many times, his success rate is so high. He's an expert at limiting losses. He's an expert at really honing in on getting good at his trade. And it's important that you do that. And this is why this guy is so good. And he's got what's called the 610 range trade. And this is a great trade. Today it absolutely did phenomenal. He's going to show you the chart setup, the configuration, the setups, the stops, the targets, everything. And show you the statistics, the wins, the losses, everything. He's a real trader, and he's a great trader. And I got to mute people here. So this guy is really, really good. He's a real trader. He has qualified for prop. I make all my traders qualify for prop status trading. You know what that means? Is if someone trades with our firm, and we don't have this yet done with one though, with our Forex, but any of our instructors, any of the people that teach what we do, have to pass the trading tests with prop firms, which means they've been tested, their systems work, and the prop firms pretty much say, hey, look, you know what, this system works, we're going to give you $150,000 to trade. And that's how all of our traders are. Now, there's 3 personalities of every trader, and their self-talk influences their trading. Session 5, Mark Stone gets into that psychology part. Psychology is everything. Psychology is so important. And that's why we have that in here, because I deal with so many traders that are beat up and they're just they can't even get back on the horse. And that's what we want to make sure we do. And I'm going to show you the strengths and weaknesses of all 3 parts of self-talk, overcoming emotional trading, and the key to changing internal beliefs. Very, very powerful. And Mark Stone decided to add in another part, and this is a step-by-step personalized blueprint to trading success. So going from a strategy to practical usability to a trading plan. Because if you're lost, you got to have a direction, you got to have a blueprint. And having a purpose for your profits and questioning your business assumptions and the critical checklists you need to succeed. Session 7, we get into how to profits from the bid and the ask spread. Now, I just hit the nail, the pin on the dog's back about the level 2 and bid and the ask. Mark gets into so much more, and he shows you a giant way and how to understand the auction, the difference between aggressive and passive orders, and how to affect price movement. And peering into the auction using the footprint, and the roles that the market and volume profiles do on the chart. And then 8, I get into day trading crude oil with options. I don't know how many option traders we have in the room, but trading options on crude oil is really cool. And I show you how I do it, all my targets, and how to basically profit in oil in just a few hours versus a few weeks or a few months. I get into low volume nodes and their significance, the best option strategies I use when trading oil. So we've distilled 2 full days of trading into just 9 hours of some of the best education that you'll find anywhere in the world. The complete course is posted online, so you can watch it at your own pace from anywhere that has an internet connection. You get immediate access to session 1, where when you register, the other sessions will be released at the rate of 1 per week. So if you register now at investtosuccess.com/summit, you can get involved, and I really think that this will take your trading to the next level because, again, it may not be your system, it may not be your computer, it may not be your indicator. The problem may be yourself, and we got to determine if that's really the case, and this summit will help you get to that area. Now, we know we could easily sell this for $3,000 because, to be honest, we have courses that do sell for much, much more than that. But what I really want to accomplish is I want to get you over that hump. I want to get you over that fighting of, should I still be doing this? Should I give up? Should I go for it? Well, this is what's really going to help you get over the edge, because we're going to give it to you for a great price, and we've offered this for close to $3,000 for real traders, but we want to make sure that you can afford it. So, however, the people that we really want to help are the ones that need it the most, and the ones that are almost there. The ones like you, who are just 1 or 2 ingredients away from a huge breakthrough. I mean, you wouldn't be here today if you didn't truly believe that you were about 98% of the way there to becoming successful. Because if you're only 50% there, you've already given up, you've moved on, you're going to try something else. which is why I'm not going to charge you $3,000. And I'm not even going to charge you $997, which is what many people paid to attend the event live, not including air, hotel, car rental, etc. But I'm going to have a special offer for a limited time. Get the Trading Summit online course for $297. Register now at investwithsuccess.com/summit. Now, that's 81 cents a day over the first year. Cheaper than a cup of coffee. Over most of the last 200 years, you need millions of dollars to buy land, drill, oil, and make money from oil. Today, to make money from oil, all you need is the computer, the internet, and the right strategy. And if you're hesitating whatsoever, I'm going to take all the risk out of this for you. There is no risk. That's because I've got a 100% money back guarantee. And this is what, real simple, guys. Sign up today, check it out. And all you need to do is trade the E-mini futures at least once a week, starting with $5,000 in real or simulated account, using any of the day trading strategies taught in the course. After 12 months, if you've not generated at least a $2,500 in real or simulated profits, just show us you took proof, and we'll give you your money back. And the reason why I do it this way, guys, is people steal our stuff all the time, and people who are generally try our stuff and use it, they love it. But the people who just steal our stuff and run away, we're trying to get rid of and not want to do business with those kind of people. So, but I want to give you every opportunity to succeed. And guys, you know what? If it doesn't work for you, we're happy to return your money to you, just as long as you try. Just do something. But I'm going to also give you a fast action bonus. Here's the fast action bonus. For the first 25 people who sign up, guess what? I'm going to give you access to my day trading room, because I want to open the doors. Because if you got questions, if you need real-time help, that's what the trading room time is for. We have breaks in between our trades. We'll have a break between 15, 20 minutes. I only talk in my trading room if there's something intelligent to say. I'm only going to talk if it's really going to be educational or interesting. Now, okay, I admit the other day I did go off on a tangent because I read that this is kind of funny. Actually, it's not funny. It's disastrous. But the TSA, you know, the TSA is the people at the airport. Well, they did they had a bunch of FBI agents who went in and did some undercover stuff, and they tried to undercoverly bring in guns and knives through the TSA at 70 different airports. And do you know how many attempts? They had 70 attempts to bring guns and knives through security undercover. Do you know how many times they succeeded? 67 times. So undercover police and FBI agents succeeded 67% of the time bringing guns and knives through the airport and not being detected. Okay, yeah, I went off tangent maybe once or twice in the last couple of years, but other than that, if I'm training or if I'm doing something, we're all down to business. Yeah, if you have MetaTrader 4, absolutely. That's a great platform. If you want to learn about Forex, we have another coach who does that. His name's Tom. He does a fantastic job. So I'm going to give you access to my trading room. Watch me trade live. Did you guys see me put this trade on? This is how we do all of our trading. Not that one. Okay, you see how I put my trade out here? Anytime we place a trade, we do it like this. We go ahead and I'll just put this on for fun. We show you our trades. I show you where my stop and target is. See, look at this. We got in here. Here's my stop. Here's my targets. That's how I run my trading room. I don't just call out trades and say, oh, we're in here. That's baloney. Very, very, I mean, we're very transparent. That's the only way you can run a trading room in my world. So, opens up at 8:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I show you my trades. I show you what we do. I get into the level 2 a lot. You'll see me pretty much most days saying, hey, level 2 looks good or not. Walk you through the level 2. Okay? And my room's only open for 30 to 60 minutes. That's all I run, no more than that. That's $377. So Trading Summit, again, when you finish and register, you'll receive an email and instructions on how to get into the Trading Summit course. And we'll also send you an email about your time trading membership and how you can get involved with that. So people have to invest over $1,000. Hold on one second. I got to keep muting people here. I'm out of time here, so I'm going to basically just bring it down. There you go, investtosuccess.com/summit, and let's get started. Guys, watching me trade live is a huge education, and it's going to absolutely change how you trade, because for you to see what I'm doing is so important. So, yeah, we have a discount for OFA, absolutely. So anyway, Dan, I apologize for going over. I'm going to turn this back to you. Thanks for having me out today, guys. And again, anything on the level 2, I spent a lot of time in the trading room going over that as well. So, very good. Thank you, Dan. Take care.